Hello, my name is Joanne Reid and I'm a nutritionist for the Leicestershire Nutrition and Dietetic service. This is a general guide for adults and children over the age of 5. We'll explore what a healthy balanced diet is and why it's important. A second video will follow to offer some practical tips for building a healthy balanced diet into our daily life. Eating healthily is part of leading a healthy lifestyle which can reduce our risk of type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis and some cancers. It also has a positive effect on our mental well-being, and in the short term we might notice a change in our energy levels, our mood and our brain function by eating healthily. To improve our fitness, we need to exercise regularly to gain the most benefit. And it's the same with our diet. The more consistently we eat healthily, the more we'll benefit. If you're thinking about making changes, building healthy habits gradually into our normal daily life will make it easier to manage, and over time it will become second nature. So let's have a look at what a healthy balanced diet really means. The Eat Well Guide is a practical tool we can use to help us get a healthy balance of foods. At a glance, it shows how much of each food group our body requires. It's a good idea to try and get this balance right throughout a day or the week. The larger the food group, the more of this type of food we should include in our diet. As you can see, the carbohydrate and the fruit and veg food groups are the largest, followed by the protein food group and then dairy. You may also spot the tiny purple segment next to the dairy food, which is for unsaturated fat. Let's look at each food group individually to see what they can offer us. So the yellow food group is carbohydrates, and that's foods such as potatoes, bread, rice and pasta, and they give us slow release energy. This means it takes longer to digest and the energy is released over time in the hours after we've eaten them. Whole grain options such as brown pasta and rice or skin-on potatoes are higher in fibre, which can be beneficial for our gut health and help us to feel fuller for longer. Carbohydrates are typically low in fat, but just be mindful of what you might add to them, for example butter on toast. So the green food group is fruits and vegetables, and they're a rich source of different vitamins and minerals and another source of fibre. Aim for at least 5 portions of different varieties each day. Fresh, frozen, dried and tinned all count, but look for no added salt and sugar. Different coloured fruit and veg have different nutrients, so having a rainbow of different colours throughout the day is something to bear in mind. Although rich in nutrients, it's recommended that we limit fruit juice to 150 ml a day. This is because a serving of juice contains more sugar than a portion of whole fruit. It took 2.5 oranges to fill this 150 ml serving. The pink food group is protein foods such as beans, pulses, fish, eggs and meat. They're important for our muscle growth and repair and are a rich source of iron and zinc. Try to have 2 portions of fish a week, one oily such as salmon, mackerel and sardines. Limit processed foods such as sausages and reformed meats, as they can be higher in fat and salt. If you're vegetarian or vegan, it's important to carefully plan your protein intake to ensure that you get enough. Also, with plant-based processed foods, be careful of the salt and fat content and check the ingredients to ensure they do contain a protein source. The blue food group is dairy, and this includes cheese, yogurt, milk and dairy alternatives, which help keep our bones and our teeth healthy. Look for lower fat and no added sugar varieties of yogurt, cheese and milk, and ensure dairy alternatives such as soya or oat milk are fortified with calcium and are unsweetened. Oils and spreads have a place as part of a balanced diet. The key is to have a small amount and opt for unsaturated fat. Cooking oils and oil-based spreads are unsaturated and can be beneficial to health, but they're still very high in calories. You can tell if something is unsaturated because it's liquid or soft at room temperature. Food high in fat, sugar or salt like pastry, biscuits, chocolate and some condiments sit on the outside of the food groups. This is because they don't give us the same benefits as the other food groups such as slower release energy or quality protein for growth and repair. You can see why we must limit these foods if we want to eat healthily. The Eat Well guide shows that all foods have their place in a healthy diet, and they all work together to provide our bodies with nutrients to keep us healthy. The key is to have a variety of foods from all of the food groups. Water makes up about 2/3 of our body, so staying hydrated is really important for our health. It can improve our brain function and help us to feel well. If you wait until you feel thirsty to drink, you're already becoming dehydrated, so it's best to try and make a habit of drinking regularly throughout the day. Other signs of dehydration could be a dry mouth, dizziness, headaches, tiredness, and a lack in concentration. The Eat Well guide recommends we aim for about 6 or 8 cups of fluid throughout the day, and if you're exercising heavily or in very humid conditions, you may require more. The colour of your urine is a good indicator of hydration. The more diluted and clear the urine, the more hydrated you are. The best source of hydration is of course water, but if you prefer some flavour, you could try a range of flavoured teas, low-fat milk, and not forgetting our 150ml of juice. Sugar-free drinks can also be enjoyed in moderation. It's best to ensure that we're not relying mostly on tea and coffee for your fluid intake throughout the day. Energy drinks contain much more caffeine than a cup of tea or coffee, and although they may be supplemented with vitamins and minerals, it's common for them to be very high in sugar and contain other stimulants additional to caffeine. They are not recommended as part of a healthy diet. If you enjoy an alcoholic drink, stick below the recommended 14 units a week. If you're looking to reduce your alcohol intake, you could try a range of sugar-free flavoured waters with ice and a fruit twist, or why not experiment with a few mocktail recipes. So in summary, a healthy balanced diet is made up of a variety of different foods eaten in the right amount. The Eat Well guide shows how much of each food group we should aim to get for a good balance, and recommends limiting processed foods such as ready meals, pies and takeaways as much as we can. Check out the information in the description for more information. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for listening.